One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, you know, big things happening, nigga, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Pop mad this week? Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on.
This is Shafer. This is somebody that I've done a music video reaction. If you follow me on YouTube, you've seen the reaction video to Yellow Banks. You are an artist here in Utah. What city specifically?
Like where I reside, or
yeah, where you at?
So I'm up in North Salt Lake, Bountiful.
Okay.
But I grew up all over. I grew up in West Valley. Yeah. So I rep Salt Lake. I actually got a song coming out tomorrow that's about Salt Lake.
Is this the one with Zach Ivy and another guy too, right?
Yeah. So it's with Zach Ivy, Lennox, and Crossbreed. So I tried to pick like rappers to team up with that just got bars that could really, like, we could do something special. So it's sick.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I know that and Angel's here too from the other side of the Beehive. I decided to yeah, I was like, my friendship come too. So
yeah.
So he was like, yo, come by. But Shafer, I wanna start from where you began. Like where did this musical ability come from? Because you for me, you really stood out, man. From the visuals to the content to the storylines that you give in your content.
Yeah.
A lot of things stood out. And then you throw on top that you are a firefighter as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
So no disrespect. Is it firefighter or firemen? What do we?
They're the same thing.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, yeah, it's good.
Trying to be all,
Yeah, you know, I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate
You know, you call a cop a certain thing, they'd be like, man, don't call me that.
Yeah.
wait, no.
You know,
Only you do.
I'm not the only one.
Okay.
So where did this the whole journey of becoming a rapper or musician come from?
I mean, I've been rapping a long time. I started back when I was like 15. I started back in high school, just like rapping like with people. Back in the day, I was going to Granite and Granger.
Rest in peace, Granite.
Rest in peace, Granite. Yeah, and that's actually where it started. Was yeah, I just remember like kids like, you know, battling and like, you know, messing around with, and I would sit there and watch, and I was just like, man, this is crazy. And
Not to age you, but what year was this?
2007 or 6.
Okay.
So yeah, so I graduated 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, I look like I'm 12, but
Not to age you, but how old are you?
31.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you when we're gonna get to it. I just want to I want to backtrack a little bit because the whole Granite thing. A lot of people don't even know Granite was a high school.
Yeah.
You know, so Granite and Granite High, when it closed down, you guys came to Cottonwood.
Yeah. So I went to Granger.
Oh, so you ended up going to West Valley.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of Granite kids came over to my high school, and there was like internal beef.
Really?
Yeah, man. But some of my really good friends came from Granite.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people from Salt Lake, a lot of people from Utah listen to the podcast, and a lot of them are younger and don't even know Granite was a thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
just wanted to call that out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when they tore down Granite, they kind of separated us, put us all over. But I was living in West Valley then, so they sent me out there. And, yeah, it just kind of continued from there with the music. I mean, like, back then I wasn't, like, making, like, high-quality music or anything like that. It was just, like, rapping with friends and, you know.
Just having fun, man. Just ciphering and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I would slough school to go freaking work on beats or music, and yeah, over the years, just like my love for hip hop just like grew and grew, and like I get really obsessive about things, so like I wanted to be the best like lyricist. So I mean I guess every rapper wants to be.
Not every rapper.
Yeah,
I mean, some people just do it for the money, right? Like
that's true.
So
that's true.
Not everybody. You know, that was something I used to think. Right? It was like hip hop, man. It's backpacks and fucking graffiti. It's the art, right?
Yeah.
And then you go for a long time and you realize that it's like, nah, man. It's a culture, yes, but at the same time, like if you're gonna take it to a business route, there is some give and take with some of that, right?
Yeah.
I think it's with anything, right? Look at podcasting. If you really want to make it a business, there is some give and take with things once you get to a certain level on things, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think my journey, I just like really tried to figure out where I was good, right? Like I went through all kinds of phases, like trying to rap hella fast and trying to like, and I kind of found this, I would say the last like probably 3 years, maybe 5, I really like honed in and like I'm a storyteller. Like I'm good at that. So like I kind of stopped just making music that I thought was like the dopest or like what was trending or whatever. And I'm like, I'm trying to take music that people relate to, that like from my experiences, and express it the dopest and most creative way.
Do you go by the music, or you write first? Is the beat that starts at all for you, or you already have lyrics that you just got to find a beat for?
No, I always listen to the beat, and then like whatever emotion that brings out in me, that's where I start.
I see.
So, yeah. Cool. So Granite, Granger, I did that, and then just as the progression went on, I started like figuring out different things as far as like the music side, and now I feel like the last few years has been like the business and marketing side. But yeah, actually the dude that's on my song tomorrow, Lennox, I remember we went to high school together, and like after high school I saw one of his records, and it was like highly produced and like in a studio and stuff, and I was like, damn, what is this guy doing that I'm not, you know? Yeah. So started going to studios, paying hella money. Yeah. Like
it's expensive, man.
Oh, yeah. And dude, I could never get like a quality that like I was striving for. Ended up started learning how to like build studios, and I built like 5 different studios that I could like work out of each time, like getting better and just like working at my craft. And then the past 3 years, I finally kind of locked that in, and it helps my wife. My wife's my videographer, so it's just us, just me and her. I'll like mix, master my stuff, and then I'll send it out to a guy in Atlanta named Dakota G. And
can I just pause you for 1 second, man? Like your wife, man. Your wife is an amazing videographer. When I did that video reaction, I'm not a videographer, but I know my way around the camera. I know my way around some editing, color grading, you know, certain elements and certain effects, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if she did the effects. I don't know if that's her realm.
Yep, all her.
All her.
Wow.
She did an amazing job, man. Yeah, salute to her, man. And I think it's important for somebody like you, man. You have all the things in your corner. You got obviously a supportive wife. You got somebody that I'm assuming sees your vision as well, and where you could just go, right? Yeah. All gas, no brakes. I think that's really dope.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I definitely agree 100%. I think with me, I feel like it's always been like, I mean, I don't necessarily think like there's definitely God-given talent, right? That people are just talented. And then there's like people that have to just like grind and fail a lot to get like good. And I feel like my story has been that, like, where like just through trial and error, and like what can I do to make myself so I can have all gas, right? Like, how can I be the most independent artist, you know, that does it? Yeah. And so I've just slowly built that, and I've also with that like tried to really focus on the things I'm good at. Like I know I can mix and I can master like to like good quality, but then I'm like, what can I do to make it professional? Like I found the homie Dakota G. He's in Atlanta, and he worked on This Is America.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. So like I and it's crazy because it's just like just reaching out and building relationships with people, you know. And like, and that's, you know, my wife, like when we started dating, you know, she works for KSL. Okay. She's a videographer. And like then you know, we did that as well, like just like building her cameras and coloring software and like, and
You guys are helping each other.
yeah,
That's nice.
I think that's the beautiful thing about a partnership. Any partnership, doesn't matter if it's a marriage or not.
Yeah.
Like, that's dope. Even if you guys weren't married, if you guys were just homies, right?
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's really cool. So I agree with you when you said that you have to build those relationships, man, like organically. It sounds like that's what's happening with you. It sounds like little by little you're not pushing shit. You know what I mean? It's just little by little these things are happening.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I mean, I'm always looking for something, you know, that's gonna help. And you know, she's my team, you know, and we're just trying to be independent. We like the music I've been releasing right now is actually 2 years old. Like the song that's coming out tomorrow, we made like 2 years ago.
Why you sit on it for 2 years?
Don't tell this fella.
No, man, I'm so fucking impatient.
So
when it comes to this shit, every artist, I'm like, give us the shit and get it out.
Don't tell this guy you have stuff.
Like,
Okay.
and I'm not one of those people that's like, yo, sit on my music. Like, that's not like where I was at. Mine was more like I was creating this like space and this independent ability to put videos out like that. Because I like when I restarted, like I used to go by a different rap name, not Shafer. Like Shafer's actually my last name. But I kind of restarted, and I'm like, when I start launching, I want people to see it and be like, wow, like that's freaking dope. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it just took that time as far as like building the music, building the videos, building like all that stuff so that we could just like keep running.
So what's your point of view, and actually yours too, because now obviously all of we're homies, and all of the homies know that you just want content after content, right? You as an artist, you're more of a, I'm gonna let this track out and then let it sizzle, you know, and do my waiting until the next one comes out. So what do you think is the benefit of both of them, for example? And I'm asking you as an artist and you as a creator.
I mean, I feel like, so like now that I'm going and I'm like releasing stuff, I don't feel like you can let it sizzle out or else you'll be like forgotten. Okay. So like for me, I'm always looking, like I'm launching these big videos and these big tracks and features and things that I've been trying to do, but I'm always looking for like, how can I put out, you know, I think as an artist, if you're like, I can't do TikTok or I can't get on or do, you know, this or that to make content to keep people entertained. Like the world is so like fast right now that people are not entertained anymore. Like they're done like that. So if you ain't rolling with it, you're going to be forgotten and then you're going to be starting over. So like, I think my game plan, and I don't, you know, any artists or whatever that's listening, like my game plan is big bombs with these videos and these songs that are just like sick, and then have content, have things like never be like, I work 2 jobs and then I do this as like a 3rd job. Like I'm literally every night doing something, like whether that's recording, shooting, like, cause like this is like my thing. And like, I got like, I'm like in a state of like not desperation, but like I am gonna make it, like,
Yeah,
no
man.
matter what. So
I agree with that. I think it's the same thing, right? Like he's pretty much saying exactly what I'm saying. The only difference between what I feel like what's different is with Shafer, you're starting at ground zero. You have to start that big bomb, and now you're creating ripples until that next bomb. There's never no settle waves. You know what I mean? So does that make sense, Angel? It's like I think that anytime that you start over, it gives you an opportunity to keep going, right? Yeah. And that's where I'm at. I don't want people to think that like content that I create that comes out tomorrow was created that same day. Content that I create, it might have been last week, but I finally got to be able to edit it to get it out tomorrow, right? But a lot of times I feel like artists that I look forward to, right? They sit on a lot of their stuff, and I don't know why they wait. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's like, yo, if you can create it once, you can create it again. You can create something better. You know what I mean? So like, get that shit out.
Because I fall into the same thing. Like when I do the clips of the podcast, I always, for some reason, and I don't even know why, for some reason I go, oh, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm gonna upload it. And in my head, because we all know you're the king of content. In my head, I swear to you, in my head, you always come into my head because you're always like, well, why don't you just put it out right now? Well, dude, why you gotta take that there, dude? You sick bastard.
Tell me I come on your head.
Just not in my hair. But it's always like I always think of you because I can hear you because we've heard it before. Like, just put it out, just put it out. But I always go, that way people wake up and have it first thing in the morning. But that's not really the case.
No, man, because you gotta think it's 24 hours in a day. Everybody does. I mean, a firefighter is up 24 hours. You know, I'm assuming you guys. He could be looking at his phone at 3 o'clock in the morning or at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like it doesn't like the idea of time to me. It might be your algorithm and stuff. I don't understand algorithms, but to me, the idea of time isn't a thing no more with like drops and stuff. Artists don't have to wait until Friday no more. That's typically when artists drop. You know what I mean? You look at new music, the ideal is like, yo, you drop on Fridays, right? That's the ideal thing, but there's no more, this idea of time is not a thing no more.
So the second you end up editing something, does the second you upload it?
The second I get done, the second I get done editing something, like for YouTube, right? Let's talk about video, because there's video and audio, right? And then there's social media. Yeah. For me, I have things scheduled, right? That's the dope thing about YouTube. You can schedule out a whole week or a whole month, right? Especially if you already have the content done. So it depends. Like for me, if I have it done and it's ready to go, I'll just schedule it out. Like for this whole week, my whole week is already done. You know what I mean? I already shot the content. It's already edited. It's already scheduled. It's dropping, right? So it's about planning. It's about strategic planning, right? What you want to do that week. You got a big drop tomorrow. Well, by the time you're hearing this, it's out now. So just real quick, where can people listen to the new record, the new song?
Yeah. So the song is Salted. You can go to Spotify.
The 2-year-old song.
Yeah, 2 years old.
The video's new though.
Zach, Lennox, Crosby, my bad. I didn't mean to wait so long.
Zach's like, man, I don't even rap like that no more.
I forgot the lyrics. Yeah. He's like, yeah. But yo, it's out. Go stream it everywhere. Videos out, YouTube. You know, show me some love.
Definitely.
Go show those guys love.
And so it's like, for me, it's just, man, plan, execute. A lot of times we miss this process in this chain, right? Where it's like, I have an idea, I write the idea down, I create the idea, and now I market the idea, and then I execute that. Like I execute putting it out, right? But sometimes we like have an idea, and then we think it's too much, right? We think it's far fetched, it's too much. There's no way I'm gonna be able to pull this off, right? Instead of just trying. You know, a lot of weird things happen when we just try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm a believer in that, bro. Because, like, so the first song that we dropped this year was called Who Am I? I don't know.
3 years old.
Yeah, that was 3 years old. Hey,
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. So that one was called Who Am I? I don't know if you've seen it, but
is that the one where you had like the wolf skin?
No, that's called The Hunter's Son.
Oh, okay.
That one's also 3 years old.
I beat you to that one.
Yeah, I knew you were coming for me, bro. Like I'm quick, bro. I'm a rapper, bro. You know. Yeah. So that one's about suicide prevention, and like we did a whole like from start to finish. We start following a firefighter, and then like he ends up getting to the point where he's like almost thinking about committing suicide, and then it explains like it's a story of two people, a firefighter and a girl that actually commit suicide in the video. And it's like how their stories intertwine, but it's like back and forth, and that was like a huge, like just an idea, right? Like I made this song about suicide prevention, and like really just like who am I? Like if you're struggling, reach out. If you see people struggling, reach out. Like, and you know, that's how it started. Yeah. But then this story evolved in my head, and it was like I wrote out this script, and me and my wife, and then it was just like a movie type video, and it's like we haven't even launched a song yet. Like how are we gonna do this?
I was just gonna ask you that.
Yeah, it's like we haven't even put anything out, and I was like, you know, we're gonna go for the gusto on this one. Like it's just, and slowly but surely, you know, back to your point is like if you can dream it, you can think it, then you can do it. Like we started figuring out what we needed, like locations, actors, lights, and like even above that, like on a set, you need food, like you need bathroom, you need like it's stuff that I never even thought about. But it was like this huge task that we slowly chipped away at, and then the results were like incredible. It came out, ABC4 did a story on it, KSL did a story on it. It went like national, like firefighter magazines did stories on it.
And what happened after that?
Like after it came out?
Yeah.
As far as like,
what was the follow-up?
I mean, just the response from people. I got like hundreds of messages of people.
See,
like,
that's dope, man.
Like people reaching out being like, I feel this way. Like, thank you. Like, I'm going to like, and I mean, I ain't trying to like, I don't need thank yous for that, but, and stuff. Like, I'm just grateful that I was able to do my storytelling, my feelings, and be like, you know, I'm trying to change the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, but my point with that was like, that was our first thing, and it was the biggest like project that we had, and we slowly chipped away, and we were able to create something like super dope, and it did so much good. And so like for me, it just proved, and as you do that, it proves to yourself like, I can do anything. You know what I mean? Man. Like, and that's fired that in me is like, I'm like, I come up with these songs and these ideas, and I'm like, I'm gonna create that. Like, and I don't need a label. I don't need people freaking fun of me. Like, you know, I'll do it myself with my $30 in my wallet. You know what I mean? Like,
are all your videos your scripts?
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, every one of them. Cool. We've done. We sometimes, you know, like it gets crazy. But
do you and your wife come to button heads where you're like, I want to do this, and she's like, no, that's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like
you expect me to do this?
I was gonna ask that.
How am I supposed to shoot this?
Has there been anything that your wife is like, all right, relax a little?
You know, the crazy thing is I married someone that is incredible, man. She's as big a dreamer and has as much drive as me. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, half the time she's like, what if we do this? And I'm like,
oh, nice.
I'm like,
you have to chill her down.
Like what?
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Like, I mean,
that's really cool.
Yeah, and like sometimes ideas don't work out. I mean, like Yellow Banks, originally I got like a 30-foot green screen I put up, and I was gonna like harness myself up and be like floating like a puppet and stuff, but it was, you know, and we ended up not using that idea, but it's like, you know, I still made it so I could harness myself up, and you know, like you know, if you can think it, you can dream it, you can build it. You just have to work at it. And
I wanna touch on the fireman career.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? Are you a part of a lineage of firefighters?
Not a lineage, I guess. My brothers are firefighters, and they got into it. So like, when I'm not doing that, I help my dad. I work at a boat shop as one of his mechanics, and I just over the years, like they did it, and that's what got me kind of in the direction of it, and yeah, slowly but surely, that's kind of where I went into, you know.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
I think that's a really cool and unique career, man. Like, it's not just you guys are like the first ones on scene all the time. Every time I hear 911, you guys, it's like either it's a race between you and EMTs. Like,
yeah,
it's one of the two, right? And man, I have a lot of respect for firemen and women, man. You guys,
and they're the ones that do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
even starting from the suit.
Facts. I mean, you look at 9/11, man. You look at how many flights of stairs those men and women had to run up, right, into the fucking chaos. So, man, I appreciate every single one of you guys that make that shit happen. And have you seen that movie about the fires in I think it was Arizona, and I think it was Hot Shots. I believe it was called.
Yeah,
about that crew that passed away. Man, these dudes, man, you gotta watch this movie. It's dope. I think Kurt Russell's the chief in that one. And it's about a story about this hot shot crew that goes and they're fighting this fire, man, and they think everything is cool, man, and then the weather changes direction. The fire comes over them.
Oh wow.
And so they put a shield over it, like a sheet a fireproof sheet, right?
Yeah.
And then it actually ended up passing away, man, during that fire. It's a crazy story, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
it's super
spoiler
sad.
alert.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not really. I mean, it's real life. It happened.
Yeah.
He's trying to sell it.
What does your family think about all this, man? What do they think about your career and this passion of hip hop?
I mean, my family's always like, I mean, because I've been doing it for a long time, you know. They've always seen me doing rap, and they always supported me and were like down with it. I think the last the last few years have shifted in the way that like I'm not trying to do this for a hobby. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that drives me nuts when people are like, "Oh, yeah, cute little rap."
Yeah.
Stuff, you know, and I'm like,
they have no idea what's behind it.
Yeah, because like I mean, the work is so huge, you know, and like even the songs, like I might put out something that's like me just rapping and spitting bars or whatever, but like each song I try to like put something important. You know what I mean? Like I rarely have a song that's just like, I mean, I have a few that's just like fun and stuff, but yeah, I mean, they support it. They've had my back forever, you know. So.
The logo. I see the elk. I see the mic. Are you a hunter?
Yes,
Is that's your thing?
Yeah. So I mean, for me, like back to me wearing the bear hides, and stuff like that, and the Hunter Sun. So the Hunter Sun was my second song after Who Am I that I put out last year, and I was actually originally gonna make that like my album name because the Hunter Sun is my dad, like a kind of a tribute to my dad, because he's a hunter and I'm like our whole family's hunters, and like that's where a lot of like my life lessons were learned, like in the mountains. Like everyone thinks of hunting, like I'm out, I'm like killing and blood and you know what I mean. And
that's the goal, right?
I mean, it is, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yo, you see Shafer in the woods,
right?
Blood.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is the goal, but that's one goal. Okay. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of people's goals, but there's more to hunting than just that. Like for me, I mean, that's where I've spent time with my family. Like, I don't know, like how, if you guys are religious or whatever, but like, that's where I find God. That's where I find like peace. That's where I find like, I mean, and maybe that, like, that's not necessarily hunting, but that's like where I find me, you know what I mean? And,
Dre is very LDS.
Yeah.
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 He's just pouring a beer.
Yeah.
You have any kids?
No kids.
No kids?
No. So yeah, I mean, so like for me, I've never really felt like I fit either necessarily anywhere with like, I mean, I wasn't like, I don't know, like a weird kid, but I definitely wasn't like a kid that always fit in. I always felt kind of misfitted and like everywhere. So like for me, the Hunter Sun is kind of like, accept you're different, accept that, and then use that to be different and be like find drive and find. So like I just thought it was like important to incorporate the hunting because that's something that makes me super different.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's where that came from.
Have you ever thought about recording a whole song in the woods, like in that piece? Where you said that you find zen, you find peace when you're out hunting, right? When you're in the woods and you're by yourself. You got your yellow and an orange vest, right? You got to wear an orange vest.
Well, I'm an archer, so I don't do like.
Damn, see, that's even more unique, right? That's dope. So, have you ever thought about recording a song up there?
Like actually recording it?
Yeah,
like recording a song or a video.
A song. And you're in nature. Think about this, right? Yeah. You hear. I mean, yes, you don't hear nothing out there. Maybe some like birds or something.
Or you hear everything. That's the problem. That's why I don't understand your
question. You can't hear nothing out there.
Yeah.
It'll be quiet.
I got a bird up in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like just record something out there. You know what I mean? Like that would be dope. Y'all think I'm crazy, but that would be dope.
You gotta understand, Dre is always telling us to go to
I'm always
walking ranch and do an episode of a podcast.
No, what I do is
that'd be cool though.
I challenge people to do something dope. I challenge people to do dope shit.
That's cool.
I haven't seen nobody fucking do a whole fucking project in the woods.
That's true.
That would be sick.
That would be sick.
And it's you. You know what I mean? That's what, so I think about like some people are like, my zen is going to the studio. My zen is being in a dark room, right? Mm-hmm. And for you, what I'm hearing is my zen, my peace is when I'm outdoors. I'm out there and I'm hunting.
Yeah. I do like the concept.
With your wolf hat on.
Yeah. Raccoon. It was a raccoon.
Oh, it was a raccoon.
Everyone, I don't know if you've seen the video, but everyone thought it was a wolf. It's not.
I thought it was a wolf.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, I was wearing 2 bear hides though. Like those were
from you?
Yeah, from my shop, yeah.
No, but you killed the bear?
I didn't kill him.
What's been the I don't know game, the whole game type of lingo, but what's the animal or the piece that you've gotten when you're like, that one was dope? Like a 3-point?
I shot an elk. Yeah.
Archer?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. Actually, these is elk.
Hell
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Is there?
Do you gut it too?
So I don't gut them. I cut them differently when I like butcher them out. So.
But you do it. You chop them up and everything.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dre's gonna be like, dude, when you're rapping, when you're doing that'll be cool.
Yeah. You know what you should do?
Get up in there. Get up in there.
He's all rapping, busting a freestyle.
Scoop all the guts out and just put it on like a coat.
Yeah.
And then you pay your face.
Okay.
Bear Grylls over here, my man.
Yeah. Take a bite of the liver while you're spitting bars, bro. There you go. You know what I mean?
See it? That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So where have you performed, man? Where can people like see you perform live?
So I haven't done one here in a minute. I just went down to Arizona. I opened up for Futuristic down there. So that was cool. We shot a video. So I got a song coming with him. I don't know when, but soon. Not 2 years. It's coming. You know what I mean?
Hopefully not 2 years.
He's gonna be like, yo, when's that coming out? 2028?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So I opened up for him. That was a dope experience. I did have a lady named Jessica with the Overcomer magazine. She's doing like a suicide prevention concert. I think she said in Draper somewhere. I mean, originally she was saying like March 31st, but I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see when that is. So.
You got to follow him on his socials to find out where.
Yeah. Yeah. Shafer Music.
What you made the song about suicide prevention. Obviously, you just mentioned the suicide prevention show. What does mental health mean to you?
I mean, everything. I mean, like we all have our own struggles. You know what I mean? It's finding ways to cope and make ourselves better, right? Like, cause I'm a strong believer in mindset. Like once we take control of that, like of our mind, then we can create our life, you know, and what we want. So I think we all have different levels and different demons or whatever. And I think reaching out, letting know people you're struggling, you know, I've seen it firsthand, you know, as a firefighter, and, you know, finding ways to cope. You know, music for me is a way to cope, is a way to like express myself, express the things that's going on. I try to be raw with it, so that I mean, one, so that people can relate, and then also because it's something I use. Hunting is another one. So I mean, keeping your mental health straight is big.
You talk about you're yourself when you're in nature. You're inspired. You become it's like something spiritual and everything. What about when you're on stage? When you're about to just come out, are you nervous? Are you ready? Are you desperate? You just want it over with? You just want to enjoy every second of it? What's the thought that Shafer has right before he takes that first step?
That's actually a great question, man. Because this last show I did, I was sitting back behind where the DJ's at, and you know, Futuristic came up. He's like, "Yo, dude, you ready?" You know, and I was like, "Yeah." And it was different than like my past shows, because my past shows might be like, you know, worried or you know whatever. or excited or, you know, feeling all those things. But like this time it was like, this is what I'm meant to do. You know what I mean? Like, this is my space.
But do you think it's different because of Futuristic? You think it's different because it's not your town? What made it different, though?
I think it's, honestly, it was the first time performing these songs, doing these, this is what I built.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole new me artist. And, yeah, I loved it. Like, that's where I feel like me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love it.
Well, yeah,
That's
I think as creators, we all get in that space, right? Where you're just like, once you feel it and you just feel at home, right? You don't get nervous. You don't get, it's just like, this is dope. This is something that I love. I want this feeling to last forever. Mm-hmm. I think that feeling is something that we always want, right? We always want to try to get there, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I loved it. I used to be on stage a long time ago, but just every time. No, you can actually catch me on YouTube. I'm just kidding. No, but it's that feeling that the same thing. But to me, it's more of a. I felt like I had something to prove to people. You know, I was always ready to go out. I was always ready to show people what I do. But it's kind of like the way I always put it. It's like the music industry nowadays is not what it used to be. What it used to be is like you go and you perform, and if you're lucky enough, there's a producer that wants to work with you, right? Nowadays, it seems like the musician has the power to do everything by themselves and show it. So when that call, and I think we were talking about this just last time we were doing the episode with you, because you mentioned this, you better be ready for the call. See what I'm saying? Because he mentioned that, and now that I see, because we have a lot of friends that are artists and stuff, so I see what they do, and it's like, I go, holy shit! Like I used to be a musician. I was like, I was never that ready, and I thought I was. Yeah. But it seems like because of how the music has changed, now you have to be ready for when the right eyes see you, then you're ready to go. You're like, well, I don't need you to pay for my shit because I already have this to prove what I can do. And so, to me, every time I went out, it was like I got something to prove. I you know, that I can sell this. So that was why my question was like, you know, right as you're about to step out, what's the feeling? Because some people's like, well, I get nervous all the time. I never got nervous. I could say I'm always like borderline. I never enjoyed it because I was working. Because I was like, I have something to prove. Like, this is my shit. This is where I work. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. So, and I mean, there's definitely some of that. You know, I think for me, I mean, I performed in front of 2 people in like a crowd, and then I've performed for a couple hundred. But like for me, I definitely always. I mean, my music, I feel that way. You know, I like the misfit. I've always felt that anyway. But like the difference, I guess, between this performance and other ones was like when I started and I saw people like and I could see like they're feeling this. You know what I mean? And it's like it's not the same when like before I'd be like doing it and people are just like, yeah, it's cool or whatever, you know? But it's like I'm trying to like impact the crowd, you know, just like I'm trying to impact people with my music. And so I mean there's definitely a level of proving myself. Yeah. Absolutely. But it definitely was different, you know. Has been different. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about because your story's cool, man. You're very, like you mentioned, man. You haven't been able to fit in here. You just always been kind of like you, right? Shafer. Yeah. Have you ever thought about showing that? And if so, like, when I mean that, I mean like in the documentary type of thing, right? You live with a videographer, right? I'm assuming you guys got tons of cameras and tons of SD cards you can fill up, right? Yeah. I'm actually surprised Wifey's not here filming right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I considered asking, but, you know, it's all good.
You ever think about doing anything like that? And if so, how much of your life do you want to share?
I mean, I've definitely considered that. I think right now I'm still writing the story. You know what I mean? Like I'm still trying to like, so I definitely haven't thought about that now because I guess I do still have something to prove. I still have like, but maybe eventually.
Wasn't it important in that story to show that?
Absolutely.
I think the Genius documentary is a perfect testament of that. I don't know if you've seen it or not. The Kanye West documentary on Netflix.
I just started it.
So back then, he didn't know what he was gonna be, right? He was on the grind. It was before he was a Kanye West. You know what I mean? I think that it's important to have these moments on camera, because who knows? One day, maybe you and your wife have a little one, have a little Shafer that comes out, right? And to be able to show this story of where you've been, where you're going, right, and all this lead up, I just think you have a really cool story, and it would be dope to follow that. I know I would watch.
Yeah,
I would watch it for sure, just because. I mean, you are a fucking mechanic, fireman, husband, rapper, hunter. You know what I mean? All the brother, like, sound like fucking Hulkamania just now. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Don't rip your shirt, yet, brother.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
I just think it'll be cool, man. I think it's something to think about. And you know, I think a lot of times we think that there's a perfect moment, right? And I worst thing that can happen, you guys don't use the footage.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a dope idea. So, yeah,
Dre's got a shit ton of those, dude.
He's not gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
I know.
He's not gonna do it. It's all good.
I'm not gonna lie,
Hey,
bro.
Shafer,
That one's
Shafer,
probably more
Shafer.
likely to happen than me rapping in the forest. I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. Like, that might actually happen.
Come on, man. You can call the mixtape the You Winner.
You win it. Pine tree. Like, you know what I mean?
Elk.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
man.
that's definitely a dope idea. So
Yeah, he's not doing it. Stamp
yo,
it right now.
I'm telling the camera, I might do it.
You know what artists, I mean, even aside from the documentary, with artists, you know, I feel like artists, they let people in a lot. How much of that are you letting people in on your music?
I'll be honest, that's been the biggest challenge for me, right? Like, I'm not really I don't like getting in front of the camera. Like, I like writing music. I think a lot of, I mean, maybe not a lot of artists. I'm definitely that way. Like, I don't like getting in front of the camera. You know, we're all self-conscious. We all got that side. And that's been like a challenge for me, is like getting like sharing my life, and it's not that it's not dope. Like, what we're doing is dope. It's just like my own insecurities get in the way, but I also believe in like pushing those, right? So I'm trying to get more involved, trying to share more. Like, I don't necessarily think like I want everybody seeing like the intimate things in my life and like up in my crib and stuff like that. But definitely the things that make me, I'm trying to get better at expressing those sides of it rather than just being like, yo, I got dope music, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely my biggest challenge.
I feel like when I look at the artists that I like and the artists that I follow religiously, right, I do see that they pull the curtain back a little bit, right? Whether if it's they're doing this, right, where they're sitting on podcasts, they're telling their story a little bit more, they're talking about certain situations, right? Or if it's like a vlog on YouTube or something, right? I find that when you let people in just a little bit, right, you open that curtain up a little bit, people tend to be like, I like that guy. Look at the Post Malone interview with Joe Rogan's a perfect example. For the longest time, people hated Post Malone for no reason, right? Nobody, for no reason. He didn't do nothing to nobody. But as soon as they seen that Joe Rogan episode, and they were like, oh, man, this dude's actually pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It showed his personality.
Yeah.
I just feel like artists, if artists were to do that more, I think it would help their career a lot more too. But there's also a threshold, right, of what you want to share, what you don't, right?
Yeah.
Because you're sharing your life now, right? It's not just Shafer's life. You share your life with your wife.
Yeah. And I like she definitely is more like do that, you know, share, but it's more, I would say if anyone's holding that back, it's me, because I'm like, yo, I'm self-conscious. I don't like this. I don't want to be, you know, but that's definitely, I mean, it's like working out or whatever, right? Like trying to build that ability to just share who I am instead of, you know, so that, and the other thing is, because my music is super like, I don't know if symbolic's the right word, but like it has me within it, but like it's hard for people to understand why I got a raccoon on my head. You know what I mean? Or why, you know what I mean? Like people don't know why I'm doing, or what is the hunter son. And there's only so much I can explain in the songs. And I mean, I have a lot coming that's going to start to explain it and start to like create these different stories of Yellow Banks. And, but like, I'm trying to let people in more. It's tough.
No, I get it, man. We all have our challenges. We all have insecurities. We all have things that we don't have to do anything, but things that we try to get over, right? For the betterment of our career and where we want to be. So I get that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
The real question I want to know is, what were you going for, or what were you before Shafer?
So my rap name?
Yeah.
Was IME. So I.M.me. Like just so.
I thought that was like a penis enlargement like company.
Oh shit, he going with that right now.
Wasn't it like?
I don't know. I
heard that on a podcast. Like, use promo code something at IME.com.
Really?
I swear.
I'm telling the camera right now. It wasn't that back when I was IME. All right.
It was like Blue Chew before Blue Chew. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll just fuck with you.
That's why I asked you.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So what was that?
So that kind of came from like the first time I went and recorded with a real engineer in the studio. We tracked this song and we got done, and he's like, "Yo, what's your rap name?" And like I had a bunch of names from back in the day when I used to like draw graffiti and stuff like that. But I was like, none of that like was me. So I was like, I don't know, man. I am me. So he wrote in the like artist name, I am me. So then I just like switched that up. It was like I.M.me. But as I like I changed my music, like it's like, well, one, that's super hard for people to find. Like people don't want to type that.
Yeah.
Like it's just incredibly hard to like figure out, and people can figure it out, and people are always like, I don't share my life that much anyway, so people are like, what does that mean? And, but so like really I was just like, you know, what is I am me? I'm Shafer. You know what I mean? Like that's my name. That's like there's no bigger I am me than my name. Like that's who I am. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's dope, man. I think that the more unique or the more authentic you are, I think the better, right?
Yeah.
And how much more can you be authentic by just going by who you are?
Yeah. Like I was like, I'm not gonna try to go by initials or make some like clever thing up. I'm like, I'm Shafer. I'm representing my family. I'm representing what I'm about, what my music is, and that's me.
How do you feel about working with other artists here in our state?
Here?
Yeah.
I'm about it. Like I haven't worked with a lot. And I think, I mean, maybe that's because I haven't met them or whatever. Like, yeah, I haven't worked with a ton of artists here. But, yeah, my biggest thing is, like, if your music's dope and like, you have a reason for, you know, for us to work, you know, or, like, even if you're doing cool stuff, like, I want to be about it, you know. So I'm all about, you know, collaborating, and like I'm down with that.
So get your artist request in now. In 2024, we'll have a record.
Yeah, yeah. So let me break it down. You can get a feature, you know, or whatever. I'll get back to you. You know, maybe like 2:30.
Who or what are some of those inspirations for music for you?
Like artists,
just in general. I mean, it could be being in the wilderness. I know that's where you find your zen. Maybe that's where you find your inspiration. But what or who kind of give you inspiration to make music?
I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, there's definitely artists that like have inspired me and like shaped who I am as an artist. You know, like Tech Nine, you know. all the you know, the ones everybody says, but my inspiration is really just people that, I mean, I don't know, I can't, there's a lot of people in my life that have impacted me. You know, obviously my dad, the hunter son, taught me how to work hard, you know.
Yeah.
So that song I'm trying to I'm trying to like share that. Or so a lot of my inspiration comes from making yourself better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I definitely got songs like the last one I did was called it was a Backslide. And it was about failing. You know what I mean? That like sometimes we get ahead and then we mess up, you know?
Yeah.
And but that don't define you. You know what I mean? So my inspirations come from things that I feel, things I've gone through. I don't know if they're necessarily people, you know, but there are a lot of people that have motivated me and inspired me.
I think that's dope, man. I think that it's always important to tell people when they inspire you and when they motivate you, right? Sometimes I feel like we go through life day in and day out, and we might see something that's dope, right? And we don't tell that person that's dope, right? And then we don't know if we're gonna be able to tell that person that they impacted us or whatever. Yeah. So I think when I ask that question, I think it's a good reality check to be like, all right, yeah, I need to tell my dad that I appreciate him, right? Yeah. Tell my dad that he inspires me or that he motivates me or whatever, right? Yeah. I don't know, is your family really close like that?
Yeah, my family's super close. So I got 3 brothers, 2 sisters. Yeah, we're super close. I mean, my family inspires me every day. Like every one of them work hard, grind, and try to help people, you know, try to help their families, try to be examples of strength, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, my family's definitely an inspiration.
You were talking about building 5 different studios, right? Yep. Building it up, learning, building another one, elevating, right? Yeah. So do you record it in a home studio and then you just send it over to Atlanta to get it mixed and mastered?
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that process actually came from working with artists, other I guess they're not local anymore, but we worked together and tried to like create a couple producers and we tried to create like studios. And like being like growing up being a mechanic, and my dad was always handy and stuff, he taught me a lot of that stuff. So like I was always building the things, you know, building the booths, building the sound stuff, and like figuring out what made the sound best, you know, and just trial and error. I mean, it started with a PVC pipe. Like I made a PVC pipe box with like blankets.
That's cool, man.
You know what I mean? Because that's all I could afford.
It was like the Blue Man Group, man.
Yeah. Is that how they start?
You know, they use the PVC. Yeah.
Pipes. Oh, yeah. I'm in there.
I think it's like ping pong rackets or something.
Yeah. I'm out in the freaking wilderness. Yeah, I mean, bang.
Hey, man, that's a great
shit on him.
So here's what you need to do, man.
You need to climb up a pine tree with some PVC pipe.
Yeah. Get a PVC pipe. Yeah. Get some ping pong paddles.
Yeah. And then just start rapping fast.
There you go.
I think Dre just wants you to build a studio in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
what
so.
It sounds like.
There you go, man. Then you never know, man. You just hit record and just come back in a week and see what you get.
Yeah, there's a bear living in it or something.
But what's the...
Yo, like over there rapping and you stop and he's like, you know, turn back.
I'm like, oh, that's dope. I'm going to loop that.
Viral moments. Do you make beats?
I used to make more beats. I don't as much anymore. But just because, like, that's another thing is, like, know where your strengths are, right?
Yeah.
Like I was all right. Like, my first album as I Am Me, I produced it all, you know, did all of it. But, like, I just didn't think that was my strength. Like, like rapping's where I try to stay at.
I think you do got bars, man. And I think that you have a really unique kind of thing to you, man, which is why I wanted you to come through and talk, man, because I've been following you since you reached out and since I did the reaction video, and you were always somebody that like just that Yellow Banks video, man, it stuck out, man.
I actually watched it at home before I came here.
Yeah,
super dope, bro.
Thanks, man.
Who did the makeup?
Her name is Rebecca, and I know her dad's last name. I can't remember.
No, you don't. He doesn't know your last name.
Nah.
You remember her? You remember her dad's last name?
No, well, I work with her dad, so her dad's a firefighter.
Oh, okay.
Man, Rebecca, go to the Yellow Banks video, look her up. She's dope. So she usually does like crazy horror like makeup, like for like the horror houses and stuff. And yeah, she came through and painted my face multiple times. So I did it 2 or 3 times to get the right shots, because it was like we'd be in the studio and I'd rented out the studio or whatever, and it's like I gotta go spit bars as myself, and then it's like we'd go paint for an hour, and then I'd go back in and redo it, and you know, it was a process, and put the contacts in and stuff like that. So
yeah, man,
yeah, she killed it.
It was done really, really nicely, man, and that it always sticks out to me. And I think I might have said this on the reaction video, but I thought Yellow Banks would be like a character that follows Shafer.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't know why. I just always, whenever I think, when I was going through that video, I was like, damn, this could be a character that's on stage with, like,
yeah,
he could be a part of your show.
Yeah,
in a sense, you know what I mean. Now, obviously, it'd be hard because you're Yellow Banks. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be hard. But
yeah, I mean, after your video, I was like, that would be dope. And like, I know like certain artists, like Tech Nine, for example, he has masks made and stuff like that, and that might be. I mean, I definitely love that song, and I've considered, like, as I've been moving forward with music, I've been considering trying to like incorporate these characters, you know, within it, so that they don't just like die. But
I think it's a creative thing where you could, right? We love characters. We love to follow the storyline and be like, oh, there's a cool thing in everybody's, like, whether it's a podcast or an artist with their music. There's certain things that artist says or that podcaster does that only their like core people will know, right? Yeah. Like, even if it was like you're spitting a verse and then like there's one bar where Yellow Banks fucking takes the mic and starts spitting, it's like, what the fuck? What was that voice change? Yeah. Like, what happened there? What was that? What was going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, only your core people will know what's going on.
Yeah. I've actually, so some of the stuff I've been working on that's gonna come out in 2030. Yeah. Some of that stuff I'm reincorporating some of these characters in, because like the concept of Yellow Banks, just to kind of explain it for people that haven't seen it or whatever, is initially it started whereas like I was trying to make a song about people's perception of me, right? Like, people see this as a joke, they see music as a joke, and like they see me as this clown, right? They see because like that's what would happen. I'd go to the fire station, right, and like people's families or like random people would come to the fire station. They'd be like, yo, this dude rap for us. Rap about this bottle. Rap about. And I'm like, yeah, like that's cool.
Not
and
a puppet, man.
Yeah, I'm not, you know, and
but also,
yeah, but I always did it.
Slides down the pole.
You know? I always did it. Yeah.
And he took his hat off. He was like, tips.
yeah. But yeah. So then as I finished, like that's how the song started when I was writing it. Like, kind of my process, right? Like, I'm listening to it, I'm writing these feelings, because probably at that time I was feeling that way, super heavy. But by the end, like, I started kind of changing the way I was looking at it. I'm like, is it really other people? Like, it goes back to those self-conscious things that we all have. Is it really other people that are like seeing this as a joke? Or is it like I'm making this up in my head and I'm thinking, like, cause I'm insecure, I don't think I can beat it or whatever. Like, I'm creating this character in my head. So like my point at the end was like, I killed that. You know what I mean? I like, no, like, it's not other people. It's in my head, and I have control of Yellow Banks. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's all me. Like, and as soon as I own that, like, Yellow Banks can't control me anymore. And
why Yellow Banks?
So that's so I was listening to the beat, and it might have even been a different beat, to be honest. I don't remember, but I was listening to a beat and I was going home, and I was like thinking about, like, me and my brother used to go up to Pineview fishing for tiger muskies and stuff. And I was just thinking about, like, when I was out in a float tube and like there was these Yellow Banks, like the banks were like, it was like July or something, or, you know, it was the hot months, and like the grass was like dying and it was yellow, and I was thinking of that. And so I actually started writing the song about that. And then it was like, as I started into this beat, I had this concept of like people seeing me as a joke. Maybe I was at the fire station and someone had me rap about a cup or something. I don't know. And it like, I don't know if I was pissed off or what, but like a lot of times I'll just go out and start writing to beats, and then it like transferred into that. And then pretty soon I had this concept and I just grabbed onto it and kept rolling. And you know how I was talking about earlier, how like music's a way that I cope and like things that I deal with things, right? Like that's how I worked that process out in my head of like, man, people are like looking at me, seeing me as a clown, to the point of like healthy thinking, like, nah, bro, like that's all in my head and I have control over that. And that's where I finished it, you know? So like my hopes as far as like bringing Yellow Banks back is going to be like either I kill Yellow Banks completely, or I take full control of it and I team up with Yellow Banks to make some dope freaking songs. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's
cool, man. That's real deep.
Yeah, that's where my mind goes, bro. That's how these songs come about. So
that's really cool, man. All I think of is like, man, you should go on the river, right?
Yeah, be rapping on a float too. You know what I mean? Like Rebecca can paint up your face. You'll be out there.
And then they have a scene of Yellow Banks drifting in the water, sinking, but he doesn't die.
Yeah,
he ends up on shore on the Yellow Banks.
Dre's like, where can we get a bald eagle?
Yeah, can we get some fireworks up in there? Can Yellow Banks be launching off some stuff?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Where can people catch you, man? Where can we find the music? What can we expect in the future from Shafer?
Yeah, so I mean, you can. I post a lot on Instagram, you know, all the social media stuff. I post a lot of the more consistent type stuff like we were talking about earlier. I'm trying to be more consistent in putting something out for people to listen to and like vibe to. Then I'm going to be dropping big songs and videos and stuff in between that as much as possible. Right now I got a lot coming, probably 8 to 10 songs consistently this year. Like I don't plan on stopping. I plan on like trying to up every video and everything that I do so that.
Is it singles or album? Are we getting just singles or are we working towards an album?
Originally, so all these songs that are coming out that I wrote 2 years ago. Yeah.
You had to blow the dust off.
I'm sorry. I had to. Yeah. So they were meant to be an album, but like as I've learned more marketing stuff, I don't have a fan base to put out an album. And so I'm just trying to put out these singles. And I mean, I think at a point, you know, when I get a big enough fan base, I'm going to put an album out. Maybe put all these on it and the new ones. So
dope, man.
But right now, just singles.
Merch. I see you got the hat, you got the hoodie. Is this just your merch or can people buy merch?
Yeah. So, people can buy it. I just barely started putting it out. It was crazy because I didn't really even plan on putting it out. I was just like, yo, if I put these out, would you buy it? And I had so many people order that I like sold out an order.
Oh, that's cool.
In like a couple days. So
hell yeah, man.
Yeah. So soon, you're gonna be able to buy all these. I'm going through different prototype hats and stuff like that. And yeah,
I'm a hat guy. I love that. I love the hoodie. I'm a hoodie guy too. So
dope.
That exact fit. Be on me.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's my style. Yeah.
You got a bow for this guy too?
Catch Dre up in the mountains.
Yeah. Hey, facts, man. I'm doing a podcast in the mountains.
Yeah.
That's happening this spring, summertime. It's happening.
Dude, you going to do shrooms?
No.
Negative.
What's the handles one more time? What's the social media handles?
Shafer, SHAFER, music. So that's pretty much across the board.
And the new song, and we got a video that dropped today. Well, old song, new video today.
Tomorrow morning.
Well, today, it's out today.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's out.
He don't wait 2 years to put his episodes.
Yeah. So last week probably, not last year. This came out. Yeah.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, my microphone just went out.
No, it didn't. We can hear you fine.
Really?
And maybe
Yeah.
it's your headphones.
My headphones.
It's
are-
probably your headphones. Angel Severa on what was it? What's your
Yeah.
social media?
And you can find me on Angel Severa on Facebook and Angel Severa on Instagram. And you can also catch a podcast that I'm a part of. It's called The Other Side of the Beehive. You can catch that on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
You can watch it. You can't catch it because it's not a physical thing you can catch. So
Yeah. I was gonna tell you the video tomorrow. I shout the homie out.
who?
You
Really?
You're in it, bro. Yeah, you'll see.
Hey, artists, let's calm down with the whole Dre in my video thing, okay? He's getting to his head.
I love
No, I know you're a new guy. I get it, dude. But it's like relax, dude. All right.
Now, he's been here for
We
3
get
years.
it.
Yeah,
Dude, when
you
you
talking about?
when you put this episode out, you should be like, hey, a couple years ago I did this interview with Shafer.
yeah. A couple years ago.
Gas prices
did
were.
that.
It was $2.95.
Yeah,
You could go to Costco.
yeah,
Quiznos was a thing.
Yo.
yeah.
Quiznos disappointed me.
Man, I appreciate you coming through, my brother.
appreciate you having me.
Next time I'm gonna have some of your other rap homies up here too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have. I want to get Zach up here.
yeah. I'm sure you would.
Was I telling you I want to take one of his kickboxing classes?
No.
I forget who I was telling. I was like, man, I'm gonna go do one of his one of his kickboxing classes, but small level. Like
Yeah.
the 3rd grade level. I need
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He's a dope dude. So, all three of those guys, Ben, Lennox, Crossbreed, Zach, they're all solid dudes.
Real quick, what are you doing? What are you doing on this? I know you said you're losing weight right now. What are you doing?
Yeah. So, my homie Mike Garrick, Mind Body Nutrition, little shout out.
You'll see it in 3
Yeah,
years.
yeah, you'll see it in 3 years. Yo, he's incredible, man. He's got like the dopest because like I've gone to nutritionists, fitness people, I've paid, and like never like I would get results or whatever, but I never learned. Right? They'd be like, eat this, eat some broccoli and chicken, but it's like how do you keep that? You know?
Yeah.
Like how do you maintain it? So he teaches you how to eat, how to strengthen your mindset, how to like all those things. Like best program hands down.
He said no to my beer real quick. So
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's why you're drinking water. Huh?
yeah, dude.
Healthy shit.
Three more pounds. I'll be 20 down.
Hell yeah,
Trying
man.
to get, I'm going for 40.
You've been killing it at the gym too.
Yeah,
man.
you have been.
Doing your thing.
Going back to the mindset, man. It's about. I mean, I went 3 months strong, 90 days, and I dropped close to 70 pounds the first time, and then I just let up, man. I let up, and then I wasn't motivated. I wasn't inspired, right?
Yeah.
But then ever so often, I know you've dealt with it before, where you get that motivation. You see that video, or you see a friend that met their goal, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's important to share your journey, man, because people are gonna get inspired by that. Once you hit that 40 goal or whatever your goal is, and you're able to tell people about these things,
Yeah.
it's gonna motivate somebody else to be like, I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's important. That's why, I mean, aside from my own benefit of like literally the treadmill confessions helps me because I'm able to talk to people.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to just stand on the treadmill. I'm not a runner. Nobody likes to just do that for a mile straight. But if I could talk to people, it doesn't feel like a mile, right?
Yeah.
It's just me talking to people. Next thing you know, you look down and it's like, holy shit, I did a mile and a half. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it's important to share your story, because whether if it's the music side of things or just being creative or starting a weight loss journey and losing weight, I think it's important for people to do that and show that if they're comfortable.
Yeah. Actually, the homie Mike Garrick, the trainer, he's always saying that I need to be like updating it. And I think like for me, I got in my head about like the artist. Like I don't want to portray, that side of things, but like I was explaining, like I'm trying to be more like open to sharing those parts of me, because like that's what my music is, right? Like someone that's misfitted, struggling, whatever, trying to overcome, trying to take control of your mind, trying to be better, right? So yeah, I agree 100%.
Dope, man. Well, again, I appreciate you coming through. Ange, man, I appreciate you coming through.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, brother. And
Nice
shout out
meeting
to
you,
you and what you do, being a firefighter. Shout out to all your
Thanks.
peeps, first responders.
Yeah, shout out to all of them. Shout out to your family.
Thank you.
Your
Likewise.
wife for holding it down. One more
Yeah.
time for wifey.
Yeah. Go follow her. Real observation.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, damn,
Why'd you have
dude.
to
Now,
kill
you guys
it,
been
man?
doing some creepy videos. Too, huh? You guys been doing some home videos too, huh? Damn, dude.
Don't do that, man.
Yeah.
She don't even know us,
Come
bro.
out in 3 years, bro. It's okay.
Allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com, Drerawka on Instagram, DRERAWKA. I appreciate you, my brother.
Likewise.
Y'all have a good rest of your day. Have
right.
the day you deserve. Protect your light. Peace.